Alright, and we're back with another deck profile. I've been a little lazy about getting doing all my current deck profiles, but we're gonna work our way down the list. And today I'm going to do one I haven't done yet. I'm going to do a Armored Thunder Dragon Dragonuity deck. I have majority of the stuff I need for it right now too. I'm missing a couple odds and ends here and there, but for the most part it works pretty well. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. We're gonna get we're gonna start off with your Armed Thunder Dragon monsters. So for any one of these decks, and all the Armed Thunder Dragon stuff comes out Blazing Vortex. Literally all of it. That's beautiful. Like typically for an archetype, there is Konami usually spreads it between couple boxes usually. Like that's why I'm surprised that they had all the one archetype for this whole entire thing in one box. Or Blazing Vortex, which in my opinion is my favorite box for the fact that it has Underworld Goddess in there as well. If anyone knows me as a duelist, you know I love me some Underworld Goddess. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and begin. So first dude you're gonna need for this is you're gonna need Armed Dragon level 3. He's like the start of this. You're going to want to run 3 of them. Now all the Armed Dragon Thunder cards are fairly simple. They do very simple stuff. The older versions are outdated. Don't even use them. They take a turn to use their effect. You got to keep them on the field the whole turn, and then you got to sacrifice them. Sacrifice your standard Armed Dragon level 3 to pull out your standard Armed Dragon level 5, which was an old archetype that got introduced in GX, but you'd have to keep your monster in the field for a turn. And nowadays in Yu-Gi-Oh! Current meta, current format, you usually don't get the chance to do that. So that's why I'm glad when Blazing Vortex came out, they updated them. Armed Dragon Thunders are different. And what they do is, as soon as they get put on the field, you can use their effect as long as you have cost. So, I'll explain. Armed Dragon Thunder level 3. What he does, very simple. You pay cost, which is discard 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard. And then when you discard 1 monster from your hand in the graveyard, he changes into an Armed Thunder Dragon level 5, or to make it easier instead of just talking about it, changes into this guy. Now Armed Dragon level 5. Oh, by the way, after you use Armed Dragon level 3's effect, and obviously he leaves the field because of his own effect, after you throw out the 5, you get to draw a card. So, how this deck usually works is make it pretty monster heavy. Reason being is if you always have something, all these Armed Dragon cards, they all require a monster in your hand to use their effect. So, I shall elaborate. So, 3 lets you draw a card, then brings out 5. 5 is the same type of effect. You pay cost, which is a monster in your hand, send it to the graveyard. 5 will go to the graveyard and then turn into a 7. And I only got 1 7 right now, unfortunately, but I'm somehow making it work. If anyone who's watching my videos has 2 more of these bad boys, let me know. I'm trying to, I'll trade or buy them. I don't care. I haven't been getting very lucky in pulling more of these dudes right here. But anyways. 5 turns into 7. And 5 lets you grab a level 5 or higher Wind Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. So typically, you would use 5, and then 5 would go into 7, and then with the 5's effect, you would go ahead and grab your 10. Or in the case for this deck, what I do, since I run Dragonuities too, instead of grabbing my level 10, I grab my Dragonuity Armogram instead. Dragonuity Armogram is real interesting. I will explain what he does very shortly, actually. So, I run 1 level 7 because I only have it. Level 7's effect is the same as the other ones. You discard a monster, and in this case, if you have Armogram, you discard him to the graveyard because Armogram can banish a Wind Beast or a dragon monster from your graveyard and then special summon. And when he gets special summon, he can target one card in the field and negate its effect. And if there's equipped cards currently on your side of the field, when he comes out, the thing he targets is going to lose 1,000 attack per equipped card you control. They don't have to be to him. And last but not least, Armor Grind's pretty good because what he does is when a monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can equip it to this card. Sounds irrelevant? Yes. Sounds like you can keep stuff out of the graveyard though too. You know, like that beefy monster that comes back on End Phase or Eldritch the Golden Lord or whichever, or swing it down, take it so it can't spawn back to the field, one way or the other. Anyways, so 7's effect, discard a monster, turn him into a 10 from the deck, right? And what 7 does is 7 lets you pull an armed Thunder Dragon spell or trap. And you're probably like, okay, that's not bad. But in my opinion, the Armed Dragon spell and trap support is kind of busted. It's really good. I like it. Like, it's very creates advantage. Good to do a couple things. I run 2 level 10s, by the way, and then I have my extra spice. What the fuck not? And my extra spice is my Armed Dragon of the white. Let me just clear these out of the way so you can get a good look at this this bad boy right here. I'll put these over here. My Armed Dragon level white. Well, Armed Dragon level 10 white. Banish 2 cards that are equal up to 10 stars. Have to be Armed Thunder Dragon cards, so say, you know, I usually do 2 5s. Right? Banish 2 5s, special summon them to the field. He originally, his first effect is he adds White Veil. If you run White Veil from your deck to your hand. I don't run him because of that. I run him because he's a special summon from hand, and he has an effect where you take no effect damage at the start of the damage step, and this card attacks. You can destroy 1 card in the field. So target destroy. Current meta, not so much for target destroy, but still, not every meta monster has protection from being destroyed by stuff. Alright, so there is your Armed Dragon cards. I'm going to go ahead and go into the spell and trap support for them real quick, and then I'll go over what Dragonudi cards I'm using. Frankly, for my Armed Dragon cards, I need to get 2 more level 7s, like I mentioned earlier. If you know anyone who's got one, let me know. But anyways, so Armed Dragon cards, I run 3 Armed Dragon Thunderbolt. Now this is a very juicy card, and it pertains to my level 10. I'll explain how they kind of go together. You can use it on any of the Armed Dragon cards, but your point is to use it on the 10. So your level 10, when he's properly brought out, meaning brought out, you know, leveling up your people up to 10, he straight away gains the effect of being Armed Dragon level 10. His control cannot be switched, so you can't, like, crack down him or any of that. Well, I mean, you probably could crack down him because his effect's negative, but you can't creature swap, snatch, steal, any monster effect that would steal him. He cannot be destroyed by battle when he has 100 attack. When he's got 1,000 attack, which he's got 3,000, so he's going to have majority of his effects straight out the gate. Here's a quick effect. You can send a card from your hand to graveyard on your opponent's turn and target 1 card on the field and destroy it. And if you do, he gains 1,000 attack. It's pretty thick. So basically, if you use his effect, you pay cost. He'll go from 3,000 to 4,000 regardless. Now, Armed Dragon Thunderbolt, what this does is it lets you target an Armed Dragon monster you control, gains 1,000 attack for each Armed Dragon monster in your graveyard with equal or lower level than it. So say if you slap it on the 10, which is your highest level 1, equal or lower, right? So say if you do what I do, which is half the time with this deck, is I try to throw as much into my graveyard as early as possible, right? So the requirements for Thunderbolt is Armed Dragons with different names from each other. So here's 5 right here, just to give you an example. And different names from each other in the graveyard, so you can use a level 10 while you have a level 10 on the field, and it doesn't count as 2 of them with the same name. Like these 2 are level 10s, but he's the white and he's not. So That's 5,000 he would gain right there. Right? So what it does is he gains 1,000 per, and by the way, he keeps the attack. Like, it doesn't go away. It doesn't say he goes away or anything like that. Now what it does is it'll gain the attack. So if I did it right now, for example, with all those in the graveyard, he'd go up to 8,000. And if you use his quick effect, he goes up to 9,000. And I've only done this a couple of times. Now, if Armed Dragon Thunder level 10, if he hits 10,000 attack, he gets his best effect, which is once per turn, he can destroy all the cards on the field. So he turns into a walking nuke, basically. So it's like a judge, but you kind of gotta work for it. You ain't paying 1,000 life points. But so what else it does is you can the rest of the turn your opponent takes no battle damage from its attacks. So Armed Dragon Thunderbolt level 10, battle damage. Remember that, battle damage. So if you use it, you can use this to get over his monster. But say if you use it to try to kill his monster, kill him, it won't work. So what I tend to do with this card is if I break the board early and I'm trying to swing in for game real quick, I'll use Armed Dragon Thunderbolt on it and then do a direct attack instead, because a direct attack is not battle damage. It's a direct attack. Battle damage is between two monsters. That's why it's called battle damage. Or at least that's what I've been told. Regardless, so Armed Dragon Thunderbolt, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target one Armed Dragon spell and trap in your graveyard and add it to your hand. It's pretty good. So banish it, use it, gain a bunch of attack, banish it right afterwards, get a spell and trap back. I'll show you some of the other stuff it can pull. So we'll get these out the way. Now another one I run is Armed Dragon Blitz. Armed Dragon Blitz is pretty cool, right? So what it does is it lets you target one Armed Dragon monster you control. Take one monster with the same name. So if it's a level 10, you can grab another level 10. If it's a level 7, grab another level 7. If it's level 5, if it's level 3, it's just got to be the same name. So you can grab it from your deck or graveyard, either add it to your hand or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions, but it cannot attack directly. So you could use it to get out your level 10 Armed Dragon Thunder level 10, but it would have no effect. It'd be very easy to get past. You want to get him out with his effect. His effect keeps him alive, makes him a little bit easier for survivability, in my opinion. But you could also use this, say if you need to clear some shit on the field. You could also use this, have an Armed Dragon Thunder level 10 on the field, flick that down on the field, have one in your graveyard, bring it back from your graveyard, excelling. Now, another thing you can do with the Armed Dragon Blitz, too, I usually run 3, I like running 2, because, I mean, you draw 3, and then, say if you have them on the same hand, it kind of sucks. You can't go off it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Armed Dragon Blitz is once per turn, unfortunately, and you cannot special summon monsters that turn you activate this card except dragon monsters. If you run a whole dragon deck, minus a few winged beasts like I do, it really doesn't matter to you. But it's real good for, say, if you want to get out your level 10, another one. You got one on the field or you don't got one on the field. Use this, pull out your Armed Dragon level 3, right? Say you have another one on the field. So on and so on. There's a lot of possibilities you could do with this. I've used it to kill people. I've used it to save myself. A lot of stuff. Right? So we're going to get that out of the way. And then we're going to go on to my favorite Armed Dragon spell card. Armed Dragon Lightning. This card is a monster. And the thing about this is if you ignore this, it's going to become a pain in your ass if your opponent's using it. If an Armed Dragon monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can send this card to graveyard instead. So it gives you protection with your Armed Dragon cards anyways. So what you can do, and typically if I'm pulling, if I'm climbing up, right, go from 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 10. If I don't already have Armed Dragon Lightning, I'm going to grab it with the 7's effect, leaving the field off his own effect. Because Armed Dragon Lightning, it's got 2 effects. You can use it once per turn. You got to target Armed Dragon card you control and activate it. First effect is it gains attack equal to its level by 100, even if this feat leaves the field. It keeps the attack too, by the way. So if you hit the 10, it's going to gain 1,000 life points. So say if you use your effect last turn with the 10, get it up to 4 because you destroy one of their cards quick effect and use that and get them up to 5 real quick, you know. Second one, which is the most used effect I use. Add one armed dragon monster equal or lower level than it from your graveyard to your hand. So what I usually do is I'll have my armed dragon thunder level 10. After I properly get them all out, I will use my level 7 to pull my armed dragon lightning. Alright, I'll slap armed dragon lightning on the field since I only got one level 7. I will immediately use its effect, target my level 10, pull my 7 back. Or say if I, well, no. Floating 1/7, unfortunately, I kind of have to do that just to keep it going unless I've already used both of my 10s. But another case is do it to target level 10 just to put something in your hand and load it as quick effect if you got no hand. Another thing you can do is use Armed Dragon Lightning, target level 10 or target anything else above level 3. And then pull your level 3 back to your hand, and say if you didn't draw a monster, do that, get back to your hand, throw it down, summon it, start the process again, assuming you can pay cost for the rank ups for all the Armed Dragon cards, like each one of their effects. Alright, I have one more spell card I use that's Armed Dragon related. I need more of them, but I only got one. It's useful. Armed Dragon Flash, and all it does is it lets you special summon an Armed Dragon monster, level 3 from your deck in defense mode. So basically, you can open with that, and then climb all the way up to a 10 without even doing a normal summon, assuming you have a level 3. Well, assuming you have a monster in your hand. So you can start the process, and then do all that, and then normal summon afterwards. And then, as long as you're not using any of the Armed Dragon effects twice in the same turn, because you can't, you're good to go. You're good to go. Alright, so now we're going to go to the Dragnuity side of this. Now this deck is pretty close to being done. I just need 2 more level 2, well, level 7s, 1 more Armed Dragon Thunder, level 10. And then probably 1 more, I want to say Dragon's Ravine. And I think that'd be it for the most part. Alright, Dragnuity monsters. I'll start with that. Armogram, I mentioned him earlier. He's very nice. I already explained what he does in case you weren't listening. Negates effects, special summons from graveyard or hand, very easy cost, etc., etc. He's really good. I can explain into it, but I'm pretty sure I explained this earlier. So there's him. And then I run 3 Dragnuity Legionnaire. And you're probably like, oh wow, why this guy? Well, he's an OG. Normal summon, can select 1 level 3 level of Dragnuity Dragon monster in your graveyard and equip it to it. And then, pretty much if he's equipped with a Dragnuity equipped monster, or if there's one face up in your spell and trap card zone, you can send it to the graveyard and then target one of your opponent's monsters and destroy one of their face up monsters. Kind of easy to deal with. It really depends on how many tuners you run. I mean, because if you've ever ran Dragnuity before, you all your cards you're equipping to your Dragnuity monsters are going to be Dragnuity tuners usually. So that's Legionnaire. I run Dragnuity Fonks. I run 3 of him because he's got a pretty awesome effect. Once per turn when he's equipped to a monster, he can just special summon him. And he's a tuner. So the point is, I could use him to pull out I could use my Dragnuity Legionnaire, pull my Fonks from the graveyard, put it on the field, pull Fonks to the actual field from the spell and trap card zone, and assuming I have one other monster, and I could immediately, depending on what the monster is, sink 6, sink 7, sink 10, sink 11, really depends. Really depends on what you run in your extra deck. My extra deck's still a work in progress, but I figured I'd go ahead and share this video anyways, because this is long overdue, and I just love these 2 archetypes together. They work out really well. I run 1 Dragnuity Darkspear. Pretty useful effect. There's a couple of tuners I still need. 2 of them to be exact for Dragnuity. So I could go 2 of these, 2 Darkspear. And then there's another Dragnuity monster that when it's destroyed, when it's equipped to something, you can target card on the field and destroy it when it goes. Because usually when I'm playing Duel Links, I'll use that, and then Legionnaire, pop it, Legionnaire. Legionnaire's effect, target and destroy. Then the other guy's target and destroy, so it destroys 2. Anyways, I run 1 Dark Spear because that's all I have. Dark Spear's not bad. Tribute 1 Dragon Dreadnoughty monster, and select 1 level 4 lower Winged Beast monster in your graveyard by summon it. In this case, you're not really going to worry about that too much at the moment because I don't run a whole lot of Dreadnoughty dragons, let alone the ones that I'm going to tribute to get a 4-star lower Winged Beast monster from our graveyard and special summon it. I run 1 Dreadnoughty Legidus. If you control a Dreadnoughty Ravine, or Dreadnoughty monster, you can special summon it from your hand. If Dreadnoughty monster is in your spell trap card zone, you can target 1 spell trap card in the field and destroy it. So essentially, say if I have Dragon's Ravine, right? Actually, no. Say if I have Legionnaire, and I have him in my hand. So, I summon Legionnaire. I pull, let's just say, Fonks back from grave, right? So since I control a Dreadnoughty monster, I can put my Legis down. And guess what? There's the 7 stars right there. And then I use Fonks' effect. Boom. Pull him to the field from spell and trap cards down. But beforehand, since you put down Legis, use Legis effect because you have a Dreadnoughty monster in your spell and trap card zone. Target spell and trap card in the field and destroy it. So destroy, because you could do that. Not even do him. Not even use him to bring special summon him to the field from Magic Trap Guard Zone. And then just use Legionnaire to get destroy 2 things potentially. Or you could do that and then sink out 9. That would work too. I got 1 more Dreadnoughty monster. There's a couple more I need. I'm working on it. I'm probably just going to order the structure deck. Because there's this one I use on Duel Links. It's like a bird with a coat. It's a 4-star. Does some really good stuff. Last Dreadnoughty monster I run is Dreadnoughty Arma Mista Talon. He special summons by sending a face-up Dreadnoughty monster you control to the graveyard. When his normal special summon, he can add a Dreadnoughty monster in your graveyard and equip it to him. So you can kind of dance around that a little bit. There's one more version of these guys I still need to grab, but I do run this deck. No, I have not run it on locals yet. I do want to. I'm going to eventually, but for the time being, it's working. It's working. It wins a lot. Anyways, well, casual and whatnot. It really just depends. Oh, my camera's spinning. Hold on, let me fix this real quick for you guys. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go on to my spell and trap cards I run for this deck, then the extra deck. So, for Dragnewty spell and traps, I don't got a lot of them right now, but I run Dragnewty Divine Lance. Slap it on Dragnewty monster, gains 100 attack per level, unaffected by trap cards during main phase. Equip 1 Dragon type Dragnewty tuner from your deck to the monster equipped to this card. Usually it's really good for slapping it on I'll slap it on Legionnaire or Legis if I have it, just to get my Fonks from the graveyard, from my deck. So say if I have Legis and I put Legis down, and then I slap a Dragnewty Divine Lance on him, and then pull my Fonks, and then use Fonks' effect, I can sink 6 right there, straight up. And then Dragnewty Whirlwind. I would love to get another one of these. I'm hunting for another one. It's really cool. Opponent controls a monster. It basically it's a start of Floodgate if you can do it right. Special summon 1 Dragnewty tuner and 1 Winged Beast Dragnewty monster from your deck, but negate their effects. Then if your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, immediately after that, resolve you can synchro summon 1 Dragon Synchro monster using the stuff you brought out. So that'd be really good to control something from the extra deck, sync out on their turn, because it is a quick spell. Sync out on their turn. Little fuck you, depending on a little bit of fluff. Now the only other cards I really run with this deck right now that are spells, anyways, is I run a Dragnewty Ravine because why not? It's my favorite field zone card for dragons. Add 1 level 4 lower Dragnewty monster from your deck to your hand. Send 1 dragon from your deck to the graveyard. Those are the effects. You just have to discard a card to activate it. And what else is really good is Send one Dragon Monster from your deck to the graveyard. Remember that Armogram I was talking about earlier? I like to throw them in the graveyard early if I haven't used level 5's Dragon Thunder level 5's effect to pull him out yet. So I can toss him in there early if I haven't driven yet to throw him to the field real fast. Then I run a Monster Reborn and a Twin Twisters. I'm pretty sure most people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! Know what to do. Monster Reborn is spell some from grave, from either grave. Twin Twisters is a discard and then target up to 2 spell traps on the field and destroy them. I don't run a whole lot of trap cards because I run a lot of standard trap cards. Most people would play. It really depends on how meta or mid-max top deck bullshit you want to do. Because most of my spells and traps I run for this are usually Armed Dragon. I run a Compulse. Return a monster in the field back to the owner's hand. I run Cylinders, which is nice, but I don't like running Cylinders very much. It's good to kill your opponent with it. It's actually hilarious. But the only downside to Cylinders is it targets, so it's not as good, you know, not nowadays. I run a Trinal because it's Trinal. Blow the whole field on something special summon. Mirror Force because OG Mirror Force, why not? Destroy all monsters in attack position when they attack you. Bombless, which I need to stop running this. Target a monster that's a special summon with 1500 attack or more, and then destroy it and banish it. The targeting kind of hurts. It's kind of annoying. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And then Call the Haunted for, like, your cheap version of Monster Reborn, but only to your graveyard. Spell cards I'm side decking right now. Grave of the Fourth Dimension. Graveyard of in the fourth dimension. What it does is real simple. It plays off the Armed Thunder Dragons. What it does is it lets you add 2 monsters in your graveyard that have level in their card name and to your deck to shuffle it. So it's really good. Like you can use that and then have it add like I don't know. Throw some 10s back in to your deck, or throw a 3 and a 5, or throw a 3 and a 7, and then use another one next turn, and then try to kick some more back real quick. It works. I haven't tested it too much of this deck yet, but I feel like I could do some cool shit with it. Alright, now that we're done with these, get all this out of the way. Right here. And then we're going to go into the delicious side deck, or the extra deck. Alright. Dragon Unity monsters I have right now. I do want to eventually run all the synchro monsters for them. They're really cool. They do lots of good stuff. I don't have them all. I'm still trying to get them. But what I do have is I have my 10-star Dragon Unity Knight, our Dread Hair. This guy's really nice. When you when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can banish one Dragon Unity monster from your graveyard and negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, after damage calculation, you can banish that opponent's monster. So banish, which is nice. If this synchro summon a monster card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. And destruction on the way out. It's pretty good. Then I got Dragon Unity Knight, Gorm Fovar. I've been calling him Fovar for some reason. It's not bad. When you synchro summon, you can target Dragon Unity tuner in your graveyard, equip it to him. Quick effect, you can send one equip card you control to the graveyard, and then ban it, and then target up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them. So, more banishment, banish, really nice. And then I run some deck fluff. I say deck fluff because it's just like your generic stuff you'd run in an extra deck, but most of the time, this deck, usually I don't have to pull my extra deck out. I usually don't have to. I do like trying to pull him out when I can, because the banishes are nice, but most of the time I can get my Armed Thunder Dragon level 10 up and then protected long enough to kill my opponent. But, anyways, other synchro monsters I run a Baronic, mainly because of discard and bounce stuff back to the hand. Situational at best, but I use them sometimes. Stardust, Charge Warrior, to be able to draw a card. Vermilion Dragon Mech, to be able to Banish a tuner from my hand graveyard, face up on the field, and target one card and destroy it. And if he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, my banished tuner, which I'll pick graveyard before I banish it from my hand, it'll go back to my hand. So, cycle back. An oldie but a goodie. Crimson Blader, he gets overlooked. This card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard. Your opponent cannot normal or special summon level 5 or higher during the rest of their turn. Now, you can get around this with like XYZ monsters, because XYZs don't have a level. Link monsters don't have a level, but everything else does. So, situational. I like to float them out there sometimes, try to slow my opponent down. And then I run some of my favorite OGs, 2 Stardust Dragons. Stardust Dragon's pretty nice. Has that destroy protection of a quick effect, comes right back. I got a buddy that runs a Stardust deck. When he gets it built, I really want him to let me help him do a little co-op deck profile about it. And then the Link monsters I run Dispatch Paparazzi, just to be annoying and inconvenient for my opponent. I run Retain the Heavenly General, because his effect is during standby phase, you can target face-up monster this card points to, and special summon one level 4 lower monster with the same type as that monster from your hand to the zone. Type being like, type would be dragon, wing beast, etc. So if I have level 10, right, and then I got him on the field. He's pointing at my level 10 or any of my Arm Thunder Dragon cards. It would mainly apply to my Dragonute more than anything. But save. Point to a Dragonute card, right? Cool. Wing Beast, my turn. Special summon, it's a freebie. And then at the start of the battle phase, he can target one card and your opponent controls and destroy it. Like at the start, when I declare battle. Free destruction. Not bad. And then this one, Havishur, the Desperate Doom Eagle. 2-1 monsters, my whole deck's win, so minus my level 10 white. It's not bad. He gains 2400 attack when your opponent has no monsters in the graveyard, so he goes to 4800. So if you throw him out early, it'd be really good. He's got a quick effect where you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard and shuffle it into the deck. Not very good on your end, but if they have one monster and you can bounce it back into the deck real fast just to double his attack, it would be very, very beneficial. But alright, that's all I got for you guys. Until next time, I'm trying to work on some other content as well. I want to keep doing my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, maybe run through some strategic gameplay, hand traps, favorite hand traps I currently own compared to what's the meta. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, no. Later.